Hello YouTube and welcome back to Forza Motorsport. I'm Ubershark and today we're racing in the GT2 Spec series at Hakone using the Dodge Viper. Hakone is one of my favorite tracks, not because it's technical or anything, but because of how wide it is. It really lets you have some fun overtakes and really stay with the pack with everybody. That being said, it's Forza, so you're still going to see some garbage. Like I said, you're still going to see some garbage, but this race wound up being a really good one, starting quite far in the back after that unfortunate accident. But Hakone really, because it's all these straight lines and it's not too hard, everyone kind of stays in a big clump, and we'll fast forward through this long bit of trying to catch back up. I think it takes about 2 laps. I think end of lap 2 is when we finally catch up, but it being so open and wide, everyone just stays really close together. There's a massive slipstream. No one really pulls away. And if you're looking at the bottom of the map, you can kind of see no one really pulls away. So although we're taken out, we're not really out of the race. We're still very much in it. Granted, I wouldn't say we're going to get a podium or anything. A lot would have to happen to get up there, but going into lap 3, you can already see we got some more carnage happening in front of us. So we get some easy overtakes on 2 guys, and we're right back behind the guy who took us out initially. He's in the Corvette C8R, really good car. I really enjoy using it. If you're trying to learn any of the GT2 cars, I always think the Corvette's one of the best ones to try. I think the Viper's also is good, but the Corvette's just, it's stable and it doesn't shake as much when you brake. 2 more easy overtakes. 2 more? 1 more? May have missed it. I think there's a second guy out wide. But we're going to catch up to our rammer up here. I'm going to say rammer loosely. I don't know if he really is a rammer. I think it was just an incident. If I were him in turn 1 and someone was in front of me, I'd probably just push through as well. Eat up the penalty, I guess. I don't know. He does some cheeky stuff, like very defensive, very, very defensive, but it's Hakone, so we have a lot of track to battle it out. Now going into turn 1, I really thought this was going to be an easy overtake, so I just try to shove it on the inside, but he just kind of closes the door on me and makes it impossible. But that doesn't stop it. And now the real fear starts. Now he's behind us and we already know what he's capable of, so the rest of the race I'm a little on edge, staring at my mirror, which is never good. Got about 4 seconds to the guy in front. Almost have an accident there, and I won't lie, I was definitely staring at the mirror. He was really stressing me out. And although his line isn't perfect, he is fast. I definitely don't think he's a rammer after that one. That was a little more clean than it could have been, but he hit the wall, it seemed. Something happened and he just wasn't able to hang anymore. So now we're just fighting for the guys in front. And there's still a big bunch of people, but you can kind of see some people have pulled away. It's really hard to pull away in Hakone unless there's a crash and you're in front of it, so you kind of pull away and don't give any more slipstream. But it looks like first and second are actually up there together, so can't give up quite yet. Now, this week they were doing the medium length, which is actually my favorite length series. People don't quit as often. You're able to get quite a few more races in. A 30-minute race is fun, but it can drag on, definitely if you think you're going to lose. These quick 15, 16-minute races are just the perfect length for just hopping on the game, racing for an hour, and hopping off. Now, if you ask my fiance, it's never an hour. It's longer than that, but we won't go into that. Catching up to 8th place a little bit, under 3 seconds. Looking at the tires, about 50%. When you're doing a medium length race, I tend to go double mediums. It tends to be the safest option. I've seen people do one stint on hards, and when they win, it's always the most frustrating thing because it sucks to realize that you could have done that, but usually it's a full send to do that. All it takes is a battle or two or an accident, and all of a sudden it's no longer viable. And I don't like using the hards on the Viper. First tire goes out on the left there. Still under 3 seconds to the guy in front. Now, whenever it's a medium length race, I always try to cut it up. Like I said, medium. So after this lap, I've done over 50% of the race. I'm probably going to pit and put my other mediums on. There's really no reason to try to extend these for softs. Hakone is just so, what's the word, easy. Having the soft tires doesn't really do too much. You're not gaining a ton of time, and these mediums just won't last long enough to really make the softs viable. You'd probably have to get to lap 9 or pit on lap 9, and as you can see, it's already starting to fall off a bit more. We are catching up to the guys up front though. And going around the last corner, we're gonna enter the pits. Leaving the pits, we're in 11th. About 2.5 seconds down, behind 10th place. Not too bad. We'll jump ahead though, just because we do gotta catch up. Nearing the end of our outlap, the guy in front got a penalty, and we're a little bit closer, so starting to look good. Another thing I'd like to throw out there, I don't know if you can tell, I've changed the aspect ratio. We are now at 16:9. I always race in an ultra wide, but when viewing the replays, it just looks funny having big black bars on the top and bottom, even if it looks cinematic. So I've opted to go back to 16:9. I still race at the full ultra wide setting, but just for your viewing, I've decided to change it. Just under 2 seconds now. If we can get that delta down to about 1 second, that's when the slipstream will kick in. Jumping up to 9th just because of the pits. Really starting to catch up now. Because he pit on the same lap that we pit, I'm assuming he's on the same strategy, the double mediums. I don't see why he would do anything else. So hopefully these are just mistakes he's making. But now we're at the 1 second mark, which is a good sign. This is when the slipstream is going to start to work. So get a much better exit than him out of turn 1. Under the second threshold. Slipstream, maybe? Oh, maybe not. He actually looked like he was pulling away a little bit right at the end. I wonder if his top speed's a little higher than me. I think he's in the C7R Corvette. Also a fun car. I'm not very good with it though. Oh, it goes wide. I almost make contact, and this is where the race actually gets fun. Me and this Corvette have an excellent battle to basically the finish line. Now he has the slipstream. Playing a little defensive. Don't want to make it too easy. Take the outside. Gets the overtake from the slipstream on me, but doesn't really take the corner very well. Able to pass from the outside. Kind of holds a spot. Ooh! Just a great battle. I don't know if you saw in the mirror, but there's someone snuck up on us. Now that car behind us, the Aston Martin GTE, I believe it is, that car was just added, I think this week, or at least the week when I was doing the race. I don't know too much about it, but I do know a lot of people think it's fast. But he cuts through the two of us, and you can kind of see it creates a gap. We fought a little too hard, and he double overtook us. I decided to bump draft, which in hindsight isn't a good idea. Probably should have just kept battling, let the Corvette catch up, but I was being so cautious, and I wanted to overtake him on around the last turn, and I carried my speed excellent there. Wanted to fake nosedive here to make him play defensive, and he just was unbothered by it. Threw off my line completely. Tire wear kicks in. Take the line awful. What's the point of having the line on if I'm not even gonna listen to it? And he creates just enough gap to beat me by about a second. It was a fun race, and I love Hakone. If you stuck to the end, thank you for watching. Consider liking and subscribing. I try to post these about once a week. I'm still pretty new at it, so we'll see how it goes. But thanks for watching. See you guys later.